Welcome to the OpenRTB luncheon. Thanks for everyone coming. It's really exciting to see a full room. Even we have sitting room only in the back, which is amazing that there's something as mundane as standards actually attracts this much attention. Welcome for coming. You might be wondering about the format. Since we had such a big group and so many sponsors, we decided a traditional panel wouldn't work well. So we're doing a town hall format. And I was telling Jay Sears this on the way in, and he said, "What is this? Are you the Oprah Winfrey of advertising?" And I said, "Yeah, that's it. So look under your chairs. You get a standard, and you get a standard, and you get an API." Anyway, okay. Let me dive in. I have a couple intro slides just to set the tone. RTB. This slide says the next disruption, but as you know, currently 10% of media is bought online through RTB, so it's almost, the disruption has happened. 88% of buyers say they're going to try RTB in 2011. Maybe it'll actually be more closer to 100%. So I don't really need to read off the stats. Everybody knows this industry is growing. What are the challenges? The top one, which is named off by most of the companies in the space, is lack of standards. That's why we're all here today. The second one, fragmentation, that's really only an issue when there's a lack of standards. So if there's many small companies, but they're all following a very similar communication pattern, it's not as much of an issue. Transparency and trust. This is a big area where buyers and sellers have to trust each other not to use data in a way that's not beneficial or hurts the marketplace. We don't have the solution to that today, but open to questions during the Q&A. In education, the marketplace still doesn't quite understand RTB and whether it's valuable for them or not. And that's a process that or an issue that we all face. Standardization, why is it important? Standardization has always brought about growth in industry. I've got just 4 images here. One is RFID tags, which everyone used to get into their hotel room. Credit standards for credit cards, passport swiping to make it faster to go through INS. Railroads, we wouldn't be in San Francisco today if the railroad industry didn't get together in the 1800s and come up with standard gauge rail, enabling the growth of the West. Stock trading, travel planning, these are all things that are important to startup companies. What's the history? This is one of John Ebert's Ad Exchanger cartoons. We, in about October, November last year, started calling around to a few of our partner companies, which we'll introduce in a minute, and came up with the idea of coming up with standards for just syncing up block list requirements between publishers and advertisers. And this was surprisingly easy. I got on the phone, talked to AdMeld and PubMatic and Rubicon, and they said, "Well, sounds interesting as long as you can get more than just you on board." So we called up Turn and MediaMath, and they said, "Sure, let's do it." And within 2 meetings, we had a block list standard done. We put out some open source code, and this is a reference to the Buttonwood Agreement, which was signed in 1792 by 24 stockbrokers, which formed the New York Stock Exchange, which, as shareholders in startup companies, is important to all of us. So with this, I'd like to introduce our sponsors of this event. So if you could, the panelists from each group could stand up and introduce yourself. Is there a roving mic available? Or? Yep, go ahead.
All right. Sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to go first, but so I'm Tag Greninger. I'm from AdaptTV. I'm one of the founders of the company, also responsible for product. And AdaptTV is very excited about OpenRTB because we have been sort of an early adopter and promoter of RTB in video. So we're here to make sure that OpenRTB works well for video. Thanks, Bill.
Yep. And go around this way, I guess.
Who's that? Hi, I'm Dave Peterson, CTO of ContextWeb. ContextWeb believes in industry standards and the open trading and real time of impression level data for both direct response advertisers and branding advertisers. So we try to create valuable impressions for winning campaigns.
Thanks, Bill. I'm Ernie Cormier, CEO of NextAge. We are a mobile-only supply-side platform. We got involved after we saw OpenRTB doing great work in online, and we were already building a RTB exchange for mobile. We thought it would be a good idea to standardize the APIs to allow all buyers to basically connect into one API. And so we put together a small little subcommittee of OpenRTB, which has since merged in with the larger opportunity. We're doing it because we think the opportunity for RTB is huge, and we really didn't want to, we didn't think competing on the API was the right way to compete. We thought it'd be easier for all the buyers to basically be able to have one API to connect into, and that's why we're very pleased to be here.
I'm Jean Howling with PubMatic. I'm Chief Revenue Officer. PubMatic is a sell-side platform. We help publishers place their inventory into real-time bidding, as well as manage brand controls and safety relationships, and are a founding member of OpenRTB.
Hi, I'm Maureen from Turn. We're a DSP focused on brands and agencies that are trying to make planning, buying, and measurement online easier, and we're really excited to be part of this. Where's Media Math? Come on. I know you guys are somewhere.
I'm Tony Katzer from Media Math, General Manager. I run the platform. We're a DSP, and we're more than happy to bring our best-in-breed technology to the thought process around OpenRTB.
Hi, I'm Brian Adams from AdMelt. I still have my pen from the signing of the Buttonwood Agreement. So we're a sell-side platform. Big fans of integration problems and solving them for advertising industry, and OpenRTB is an important part of that.
That's everybody, right? Or one more? Oh, sorry.
Ben Trando with the Rubicon Project. So we're a publisher platform, work largely with premium publishers, mostly on an exclusive basis. We believe that RTB is a very important form of monetization, one of many, but very much want to support the standards of OpenRTB because we feel like there's a tremendous amount of value we can all create by eliminating the friction between the buy and the sell side.
Okay. That's everybody, right? All right. Okay. Thanks, and I also want to acknowledge all our guests here and thank Randall Rothenberg for coming from the IAB. As a standards organization, very happy to see support from the IAB. So this is just an overview of what is it, what's the ecosystem look like. OpenRTB currently is focused on bidders and sellers, which we call demand side and sell side, but you may call yourself an ad network or an exchange, but we split it down the middle. There's sell side functionality and buy side functionality. And where you see the double-sided arrows, we have two basic things we've worked on. One is offline synchronizing of requirements between publishers and advertisers. So if a publisher wants to block particular advertisers where they have a guaranteed deal, you can transmit that to all the bidders so that they don't bid on those impressions. And then the other piece, which is more recent, is real-time bidding APIs, a standardized format of that, which just recently came out, and I think NextAge is the first company to be fully OpenRTB, real-time API compliant. And the idea is that supporting many, many different APIs for every seller is not actually that productive. So we're coming up with a unified one, which you have the option of adopting, and should help growth. There's two boxes on the bottom: data management platform and data broker. It's not wired in yet because we're not sure exactly how that fits. We have some elements of the RTB API that allows you to pass data, but that's not fully worked out, and happy to take volunteers to work on that area. So what's the value? Just to sum it up, we pretty much all know this. One is minimizing risk, so coordinating a block list between publishers and advertisers helps us not screw up. And screwing up could mean losing an account. So it's pretty important. Increasing efficiency. When we first looked at this project, we realized 30% of our campaign managers' time was taken up managing block lists across all the different inventory suppliers that we buy from. This allows them to do it automatically and programmatically, which in turn reduces operating costs. In general, the way this spec was written was to foster innovation. So there's nothing in the spec that tells you how to run your business, how to set your prices, how to run an auction. It just enables communication. So we kind of stay out of that area. We want people to continue to innovate, but APIs are kind of not a core area of differentiation for any of us. So we believe that standardizing those allows us to innovate in other ways. So what's the status? So in January, we went live with the first partnership exchanging block lists between advertisers and publishers. The updates to that are under development now. NextStage went live with the mobile OpenRTB API in April. And we're currently working on a unified spec that adds in capabilities for doing online display, mobile, and video. And we're calling that 2.0. And under development, we haven't released it yet because there's still some details. Still some details to work out, but it's on its way quickly as well. So we hope to be live with that in June. So what else? What's next? So we've thought about what else we could do. IPTV is a big area, which sort of builds off of the video work. Privacy, online behavioral advertising, icon flags. Right now there's an issue that ad servers on the publisher side and the advertiser side and the DSP and the inventory supplier are appending the OBA icon, which can lead to 4 overlapping icons and lots of money for the OBA icon providers. So we're thinking there's some ideas running around about how we can pass those flags through the APIs in a standardized way. Cookie matching standards is another area so that buyers can exchange data across different networks. And world domination. I mean, we all know that this industry is growing quickly, and we're just trying to help it grow faster. So with that, I'll wrap up. The group started off with 6 companies, and now there's over 70 companies actively discussing the standards on the mailing lists and all contributing, and some of them source code, some of them additional parts of the standard, but it's very exciting to see this taken up by the industry so quickly.